Hi everybody, we're here today with pelvic floor physiotherapist and mom of three, oh my goodness, Chana Ross. She's here to talk to us about Diastasis Recti Abdominis. We're going to make this a short video. It's a series of 4 other videos that we are going to be doing. Oh, sorry, only 3 other videos. This is going to be 4 total.
If you're lucky, we'll do a 4th.
Yes, we'll do a 4th.
for good behavior.
And she's going to talk from a pelvic floor physiotherapist point of view about Diastasis Recti Abdominis. So Chana, tell us, what is Diastasis Recti Abdominis, or what more people know as DRA?
So diastasis is basically what the name insinuates, that there's a separation of the abdominal wall.
Okay.
Okay, but that's not true. A diastasis, you have your six-pack muscle, and it's held together with connective tissue. And the connective tissue during pregnancy inherently has to stretch to make space for the baby.
Okay.
Okay. And usually the largest area where it has to stretch is at the belly button.
Okay.
Okay. And so the first 6 to 8 weeks postpartum is when that would actually come back together, or that sort of like an elastic band that would sort of spring back together.
Okay.
And diastasis is when those muscles remain stretched postpartum.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
So the muscles don't separate. It's just that tissue between kind of stretches and never quite makes it back together.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. And so do those muscles go back to for everybody? What are the statistics for women who actually do, say automatically snap back for those first 6 to 8 weeks?
So we know that I think almost 100% of women have diastasis in their 3rd trimester.
Okay.
So the baby has to go somewhere.
Yeah.
The stats on the numbers, you can probably tell me better than anybody else.
There was a little bit of a test. So we know, so in the research, when we do our courses and we help certify other professionals, it's approximately a third that heal. So yeah, about 2/3 are left with some degree of diastasis.
And that's after one baby.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
So those
exactly.
stats go up after the 2nd baby if you're more petite. There's a whole bunch of stuff that we know will make you more likely to have diastasis, but there's no real cause and effect relationship that we know of.
Okay. Okay. All right. Now, my next question is, so you're a pelvic floor physiotherapist.
It's true.
So that's about down there. What has that got to do with diastasis or abdominals?
So I get this question all the time. Your core, that term has been butchered. Okay. When people talk about their core, they're usually talking about their 6-pack muscles, their obliques, their, they want to do their sit-ups, their curls, their curl-ups, like all those core exercises. But the word core means your innermost muscles, right? Like when someone says like that person's like so sweet at the core of their being, they're talking about
the inside.
The inside.
Well, I think of like the core of an apple.
Exactly.
It's the inside. It's central.
I never thought about that before.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So your core muscles are actually your diaphragm, your breathing muscle, which actually, I'm going to stand up for that.
Okay, sure.
Okay, it connects underneath your ribs here.
Okay.
And when you take a breath in, your diaphragm moves down so that you can take in more air, so your lungs can expand.
Okay.
So your diaphragm sits underneath your ribs.
Okay.
Your pelvic floor is part of this system, and it works together with the diaphragm.
Okay.
So when you take a breath in, your pelvic floor muscles, which is at the bottom of your trunk, they actually relax.
Oh, okay.
And as you exhale, those muscles, the pelvic floor muscles, naturally move back up.
Okay.
So your inner system works together to stabilize and support your back, stabilize your whole body.
Okay.
The 4 muscles that we're talking of, your core 4, are your pelvic floor, your diaphragm, your innermost abdominal muscle, your transversus abdominis, and your innermost back muscle, your multifidus.
Okay.
But it literally creates like a canister of stability for your body.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense?
All
so
right. Yeah.
the pelvic floor is part of recovering from diastasis.
Okay, because it's part of your core.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, so how do you fix a diastasis?
You strengthen your core.
Shocking.
You need to work on your posture so that these muscles can align properly. You have to work on your breathing so that your diaphragm is moving properly. You have to work on your pelvic floor strength so that the system can work together and help to get that innermost abdominal muscle going and the innermost back muscles functioning properly.
Okay.
So that we really talk, a lot of women really care about the separation, the distance, how far is one muscle from the other, and they measure with their fingers, and they get so upset and worried about it.
I hear that all the time. Moms comparing. Oh my gosh, I'm a 4-finger separation, but my girlfriend's only a 2. And how am I going to close it? And how fast can I close it? And when am I going to get my abs back? Right?
And we have no evidence what a normal separation is. We don't know. We don't know. Somebody could have no diastasis and have 1 finger, 2 fingers. We have no idea in research what normal separation between those 2 abdominals should be. Right? So as a physio, I'm like, it doesn't matter to me.
So would you say then the end result when we're treating a diastasis or fixing it, because I'll always say to clients, you're never going to get your abs back. You are different now than before you had your children. Once you've had a baby, you're always postpartum, but that doesn't mean you can't be more functional and stronger and have more stability.
Totally.
And from that, you actually get that flat tummy. Because at the end of the day, let's be honest, that's what women want after they've had a baby. They want a flat tummy. But guess what? I have women who have flat tummies and they still have 4 fingers between their abdominals. Right?
And I think as the point we're trying to make here is that it doesn't matter how far apart your muscles are. It matters how far deep you can get your hands.
Yes.
So when I'm measuring, I'm looking for how deep can I fit my fingers between the 2 sides of the muscles.
Okay.
Because that sort of tells us how stable the system is.
Yes.
You have the importance of that is that if your system inside, your core system isn't active, it isn't strong, you're feeling your guts basically.
Okay. So then by doing the proper exercises and strengthening your core then what you're doing is actually you're creating more tension across your abdominal wall.
More strength in that system.
And trying to strengthen that linea alba that's been stretched?
We're not sure.
Okay, we're not sure.
We're not sure.
All right.
We know that by using this system, by breathing and engaging your pelvic floor in increasingly, difficult way or progressively tensioning and forcing those muscles to work harder, we know that it reduces the depth of that diastasis. We know that it improves your core stability. We know it gets rid of back pain. We know that if you do have pelvic floor dysfunction, that's going, that we're going to reduce that as well,
or sometimes even eliminate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And prevent dysfunction later on as well.
Yeah.
Which is really what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that's prevention is the best medicine, right?
Yes, exactly. That's a very important part. Is prevention is the best medicine, and I think that's something that you guys have to remember who are watching this video, that just because you're not leaking now doesn't mean it's not going to happen later on in life. Or like you had said before, I'm sure you get questions from people saying, well, why do I have to do these Kegels if I don't leak, and why can't I do this? Right. We don't want to wait for something to happen, because it's a lot harder to run uphill than just to do the stuff that and prevent it and not become a statistic, right?
And when you go to the gym and you're lifting weights, your body responds. Your muscles are strong. But if I stop doing that, my muscles get weak again.
Yes.
And the pelvic floor, they're muscles like any other.
Yes.
You use it or you lose it.
Yes. Thank you. That's a great way we're going to end this video. So thank you very much for watching, and make sure that you stay tuned and keep watching on our Facebook page, because we will have another video coming up. I'm not going to tell you exactly when. You have to stay here, and we'll talk about more exciting things when it comes to diastasis and pelvic floor. Thanks for now. Bye.